Good afternoon, everyone. We'll call the meeting of the Budget and Finance Committee and the School Committee to order. Madam Clerk, would you call the roll, please?
Sure. Chris Collins,
Here.
Latonia Naylor,
Here.
and Peter Murphy.
Present.
Thank you. Okay, the agenda item. First item is to vote to recommend to the full school committee that approve the superintendent's FY21 recommended budget. On the last meeting we had, I know we discussed it all the way through, but it has to be on the agenda. It wasn't on the agenda for taking a vote. It is. If there's any further questions, we discussed it fully at the last meeting. If not, I would entertain a motion to recommend to the full committee the FY21 budget.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'm sorry, thank you. Roll call.
Yeah, he's the Zoom expert.
Lisa, would you call the roll on that, please?
Sure. Chris Collins,
Yes.
Latonia Naylor,
Yes.
and Peter Murphy.
Yes.
Thank you. The next item on the agenda is to vote to recommend to the full school committee that it approve a $5,000 donation from Dean's Beans for the food service program. Pat, do you want to tell us what that is about? I know you sent it to us.
Sure. The district, we got word from a coffee company up in Orange, Mass. They manufacture coffee that they saw on the news that we were serving the underprivileged kids in Springfield during this break, and they wanted to do something to help. So without us requesting, they called and offered to make a $5,000 donation to help with the food distribution for our kids.
That's a very nice gesture from someone.
Yeah. We've been getting pretty good play on it. We're over 500,000 meals so far, so nobody's done anything like that in Massachusetts. So it's getting some play.
So assuming this passes in a moment, I'm going to need a motion in a second, but if it passes, Terry, would you please make sure we send a letter of thanks out to Dean's Beans?
Sure.
So motion to recommend this to the full school committee.
So moved.
So moved.
I guess Latonia beat him to the punch, so it's made by Latonia and seconded by Peter Murphy because he's slow on the draw with that cell phone. Terry, would you call the roll?
Sure. Chris Collins,
Yes.
Latonia Naylor,
Yes.
and Peter Murphy.
Yes.
Thank you. The third item on the agenda is to vote to recommend to the full school committee that it approve the expenditure of $34,017 from the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education for the FY20 Digital Literacy Now grant.
Pat, do you have some
Pat,
details?
you want to just go through this briefly?
Sure. This was a grant we applied for with DESE, the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education. It's to implement computer science in K-12, which is something that we wanted to do. The computer science standards help the kids, you know, in all their other subjects, not just computer science. So we're going to start off with the middle school cohort, and we recommend that the school committee approve that.
Okay. Is there any questions from the committee? If there aren't any questions, can I have a motion to recommend to the full school committee that we expend the $34,017 from DESE?
So moved.
Motion made by Mr. Murphy, second.
Second.
Mrs. Naylor. Terry, would you please call the roll?
Yeah. Chris Collins,
Yes.
Peter Murphy,
Yes.
and Latonia Naylor.
Yes.
Thank you, everyone. The next item on the agenda is a vote to recommend to the full school committee that approve the expenditure of $10,000 from the EOS Foundation for the FY20 EOS Foundation Community-Wide Children's Meals Program grant.
Patrick?
Yep. So that is a $10,000 grant that the EOS Foundation, who has donated money to us numerous times in the past to help us get the breakfast in the classroom program off the ground and other food service related programs. And when they saw what was happening with the COVID-19 and us distributing the meals, they gave us a $10,000 grant to help us serve more meals. And what we're doing with the money was we used it to purchase tents and folding tables and things of that nature, so that we could have the car line so the cars could pull up and we could properly social distance and be able to get families meals. Because without that equipment, originally we had the families coming inside of the buildings, and that wasn't the best place to serving the meals.
Thank you, Pat. Are there any questions from the committee? Hearing none, is there a motion to recommend to the full school committee the expenditure of a $10,000 grant from the EOS Foundation for the FY20 EOS Foundation Community-Wide Children's Meals Program?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Mrs. Naylor and seconded by Attorney Murphy. Terry, would you call the roll, please?
Sure. Chris Collins,
Yes.
Peter Murphy,
Yes.
and Latonia Naylor.
Yeah.
Unmute. Yeah.
You said yes after you unmuted yourself.
I did.
Thank you. And the last item on the agenda is a vote to recommend to the full school committee that it approve the expenditure of $162,500 from the Kendall Foundation for the FY20 Kendall Foundation grant, third year 3 of the grant.
So the Kendall Foundation is another foundation that continues to support our food service program. What their mission is to increase the amount of locally grown foods that are served in meals. And so that $162,500 supports food corps members that we have in our school. It supports some planning and execution for the culinary center, and planning on meals and how we're gonna increase the amount of meals that we're serving the kids. So it's a very good grant. We had it the past 2 years, and they renewed it for another year for us. So I recommend that the school committee approve it.
Thank you, Pat. Yeah, the Kendall Foundation's been great for us.
And Andy else, it's the same thing. They keep
Yeah.
giving us more money, so it's great. Credit to Pat and his team and our Sodexo team's outstanding work.
So do I have a motion to recommend to the full school committee that approve the expenditure of $162,000?
So moved.
Moved by Attorney Murphy,
Second.
seconded by Latonia. Terry, would you call the roll, please?
Yeah. Chris Collins,
Yes.
Peter Murphy,
Yes.
and Latonia Naylor.
Yes.
Thank you. And having gone through all the items listed on the agenda, and since we can't talk about anything that's not on the agenda, a motion to adjourn would be in order.
So moved.
It's a roll call vote again.
Sure. Chris Collins,
Yeah, moved by Latonia. I didn't hear a second.
Oh, second.
Yeah, I said Peter.
Thank you.
Sorry about that.
that's
Roll
okay. Yeah. Chris Collins.
Yeah.
Peter Murphy,
Yes.
and Latonia Naylor.
Yes.
Thank you, everyone. I know it seems brief, but these are pretty simple items. And I'll see you all at 6 o'clock for the full school committee meeting.
Sounds good. Thank you.
See you at
Thank you,
6.
guys.
Thanks.
Thanks, everyone.
Good evening. We'll call the meeting to order. Madam Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Mrs. Hurst,
Present.
Attorney Murphy,
Present.
Ms. Naylor. Ms. Naylor,
Latonia. You're muted. You're muted. You're muted.
Sorry. Present.
Ms. Gresham,
Present.
Ms. Perez,
Present.
Mr. Collins,
Here,
Mayor Sarno.
present. Will you all please rise for a moment of silence and pledge allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag
Flag.
of the
Flag.
United
States of America.
to the republic
For which it
Republic with the
one
stand,
nation, under God, indivisible.
indivisible, liberty and justice.
Thank you, everybody, and I'm glad that you and your families are doing well, and thank you for what each and every one of you
continue to do. We've always had a can-do attitude, not only in the city, but our school department and laptops, and meals over $500,000 now, and education, nutrition. So it's fantastic. And I also, we're going to give a shout out to people are watching. Roberta, Hannah, SciTech, absolutely outstanding. Eight eyes, all clean sweep.
Clean sweep.
Columbia, that's just fantastic news to her mom, Valerie Williams. So we're happy about that. And happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let me clarify to the viewing audience, when I was going like this, I meant no disrespect, the old talk to the hand, we're just making sure Miss Naylor was unmuted, okay? Naylor, let's do it, so, okay. All right, we'll move to items requiring a vote of the school committee, and A is to approve the superintendent's FY21 recommended budget. I want to thank my city solicitor, Ed Pakula, who's wearing his IT hat. He loves doing this on him. I want to thank the superintendent and vice chair Collins and Pat Roach and the whole team and the administration school committee on your work. Again, this budget to explain pending on if there's full funding on the Promise Act in Chapter 70, we do have contingency plans. So I'll turn it over to Superintendent Warwick and Vice Chair Collins, and then for any questions or comments from the school committee.
I'm recommending acceptance of the budget, $479,205,459. Again, we have a balanced budget. Our teams worked really well. Each division worked hard, and Pat and his team did an outstanding job pulling it together. It's a balanced budget. We built a lot of contingencies into the budget because this is an unusual year. So like the Opportunity Act, if it's a question, we actually spent the Opportunity Act in all the schools, but each school has a contingency budget, whether they get the Opportunity Act or not as part of their spending plan. So we built contingencies all through the budget. Been to several subcommittee meetings reviewing this. It's been approved by the Budget and Finance Subcommittee.
Vice Chair Collins?
We've gone through it extensively. We held our public hearings as required. Committee has met. We've gone through it inside and out. The whole committee was sent all of the information. You even have the sheet in your packet that has the breakdown by departments. So I think we've done all of our due diligence to prepare a budget. Thank you again to the finance department. It's a very difficult year for all the hard work that you do. And the worst is probably yet to come, but thank you for everything so far.
We have a great team, and we're confident we can manage through anything. We'll get through this.
I want to thank Focus Springfield, Brendan Holland, and my halfback Steve Carey and John Abbott. Thank you very much. And you're probably getting calls to students. I've been returning phone calls of our students and letting them know before we go into comments on the budget that we want to. We're so proud of them, and we want to properly do something. Congratulate them during the June timeframe. But the superintendent has said in the cabinet head meetings too, if something was to change later on in the summer or before fall, we would try to see if we could do something more in person. But they're pretty good understanding that we just can't physically do something direct. Always love to. So let me open it up to any questions or comments pertaining to the budget. Attorney Murphy?
I just thank you, Mayor. I just want to thank Pat and his team, and I appreciate. It's going to be difficult times ahead, and it's great to have really competent people there. So thank you guys, and we look forward to to having a good budgetary year under difficult circumstances.
Thank you, Attorney Murphy. Any other questions, Ms. Hurst?
I don't have any questions. I mean, I would echo school committee member Murphy's sentiments, but I also would say that superintendent, if there is a need for us to do any sort of advocacy, because I know that there are other districts who are advocating for additional funding in light of the potential shortfalls that districts might see because of the pandemic, that you let us know so that we can help, and assist with that.
Yeah, I mean, we've done a lot relative to advocating on the Opportunity Act.
Right.
Not sure how
Right.
that's going to go. That's probably the piece that's in the most jeopardy. So
Mhm.
interactions with the legislature around that, I think our associations have all been on that. But I don't know how it's going to shake out. There could be a delay of a year. I think we're talking about possibly level funding Chapter 70. That
Yes.
was really good news for us. So, and then we could get nicked in some other areas as we have in the past, circuit breaker and so on. But we built some contingencies. We have some carryover to manage our way through it, and I'm confident we'll manage through it very well. So, but the advocacy, I think, still would be on the Opportunity Act.
Any other questions or comments pertaining to the budget?
Well, Mr.
Yes.
Mayor, oh, thank you. I had one question, and Pat explained it and clarified it for me. So I want to thank him and his team for all the work that they've done.
Thank you, Ms. Gresham.
Thank you, Barbara.
Thanks,
Pat and his
Patrick.
team have done an absolutely tremendous job. But
Yes.
so confident. It's good to go into a budget year knowing you have a great team. And as things are a little turbulent, you have to manage through things. You have a great team with experience that can manage through this well. And we will.
Yeah.
Pat Steve has done a great job.
Thank you, Ms. Gresham. Thank you, Pat. Any other questions or comments?
Mr. Mayor,
Ms. Perez, good to see you, Maria. I'm glad you're feeling better.
thank you, thank you. I just want to echo what my colleagues are saying. I see this team, Pat and the team in action, not only with this issue of the coronavirus, but when Hurricane Maria came, we was in the same situation. And they always have been, boy, I mean, this is a dream team. So I want to personally thank them. Thank you so much.
You have a dream team. You're right.
Thank you, Maria. Thanks for your efforts with Brightwood Lincoln. That it's going full scale now. Everybody's
Carpenters are on. It's going great.
And Barbara, Article
Yeah.
57, Billy Baker, my office, reported a cabinet heads, Senator Welch. That is being heard. Maybe it was heard today. I'm not sure. The article on the DeBerry Homer.
Yep.
So, a vote.
All right. Thank you. Good news.
And so that's a lot of work. So we're good.
Well, is there a motion?
Mrs. Miller, unmuted. Did you want to say something?
I did. Thank you for noticing.
Wait a minute, I'm doing the signal now, Latonia. Okay.
I know, I'm waiting for her to talk. I just wanted to as well echo the sentiments of my colleagues, and we had a very thorough presentation last week, I believe it was, on the budget line item by line item, and I just thought, Pat just did a phenomenal job, you and your team. And I wanted for people to understand and even hear that, because we're live, that we have already reviewed a lot of the information, and we've already had subcommittee meetings and whatnot where we were able to elaborate on any details that we may have had questions about. So if you don't see us asking a lot of questions here, it's because we've already asked a lot of those questions, and we've already had a lot of those questions answered. And so thank you again for all that you do.
Thank you, Ms. Taylor. And again, a lot of the nuts and bolts work goes in hours of meeting at subcommittee meetings, which school committee members share certain committees on that. Right? Is there a motion on the floor?
I would move that we approve the FY21 budget as submitted.
Motion by Vice Chair Collins, second.
Second.
Second by Ms. Perez. It was almost a tie there. Roll call vote is required. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Hurst,
Yes.
Attorney Murphy,
Murph,
Attorney Murphy,
Peter,
I'm sorry, Mayor. Yes, yes.
Ms. Naylor,
Yes.
Ms. Gresham,
Yes.
Ms. Perez,
Yes.
Mr. Collins,
Yes.
Mayor Sarno.
yes, more than sufficient vote. This matter passes. Congratulations. We hope everything holds with the funding too. Thank you very much. We'll now move to B, which is to approve $5,000 donation from Dean's Beans for food service program. Superintendent Warwick.
Yeah, Dean's Beans donated 5,000 for our food service program. As I said earlier, it's, we're over 500,000 and it's getting a lot of notoriety. So we're getting a lot of grants and donations towards it. So Central Subcommittee, Budget and Finance Subcommittee, Chris might want to speak to it, whatever.
Just that I'm impressed. Dean's Beans came forward on their own.
Yeah.
They're not even a Springfield company, and they heard that we were feeding our kids and said, we want to help. So I was very impressed that they reached out like that.
Any other questions or comments? School committee members?
I would just say that I actually know Dean's Beans, him and his wife, Dean and Annette Sycon. I used to do a lot of work with them up in the Hampshire County region, and they really are just
Nice.
great people. Yeah, they're really amazing people. I was so thrilled to hear that.
Very good. Okay, any other questions or comments? Okay, motion on the floor.
I would move we approve to accept that $5,000 donation from Dean's Beans.
Motion by Vice Chair Collins, second.
Second.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call. Murphy, roll call vote is required. Call the roll back. Clerk.
Ms. Hurst,
Yes.
Attorney Murphy,
Yes.
Ms. Naylor,
Yes.
Ms. Gresham,
Yes.
Ms. Perez,
Yes.
Mr. Collins,
Yes.
Mayor Sarno.
Yes, more than sufficient vote. This matter passes with the gavel of, again, the Vice Chair Collins' father, Edward Collins, 1950, baby. C, approve the expenditure of $34,017 from the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education, DESE, for FY20 Digital Literacy Now Grant. Superintendent Warwick?
Yep, move to approve. We have another grant. This is one of several for our digital literacy program. We've done a lot with this area. And we want to move forward with the grant, so I recommend approval.
Governor
Through the
Baker,
subcommittee.
Lieutenant Governor Pluto, Vice Chair Collins.
It received a unanimous support from the subcommittee.
Okay. Any questions or comments, school committee members? Hearing none, is there a motion on the floor?
I move we approve the expenditure of $34,017 from the Department of Elementary Secondary Education for the FY20 Digital Literacy Now Grant.
Motion by Vice Chair Collins, second, please.
Second.
Second.
Second by Ms. Perez. Roll call vote is required. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Ms. Hurst,
Yes.
Attorney Murphy,
Yes.
Ms. Naylor,
Yes.
Ms. Gresham,
Yes.
Ms. Perez,
Yes.
Mr. Collins,
Yes.
Mayor Sarno.
Yes, more than sufficient votes, matter passes. Thank you very much. D is to approve the expenditure of $10,000 from the EOS Foundation for the FY20 EOS Foundation Community-Wide Children's Meals Program Grant Fund. Superintendent Ward, please.
EOS has given us a lot of money over the years, really supportive of our foods program, and I think they're very, very impressed also with this whole distribution we've done since COVID. Pat and his team get a great deal of credit with this and Sodexo. The next two grants, we continually get grants to support that program. So I recommend approval. It's been through Budget and Finance.
Thank you, Superintendent Ward. Vice Chair Collins.
It did receive the unanimous grant with the thanks of the subcommittee to the foundation for supporting us so well.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments from school committee members? Hearing none, is there a motion on the floor?
I move we approve the expenditure of
So
$10,000
moved.
for. Okay. Well, let Peter.
Peter, I love the delayed reaction. Motion by.
Just trying to get in there, Mayor, that's all.
I need a laugh. Motion by Attorney Peter Murphy. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Hurst. Roll call vote is required. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Ms. Hurst,
Yes.
Attorney Murphy,
Yes.
Ms. Naylor,
Yes.
Ms. Gresham,
Yes.
Ms. Perez,
Yes.
Mr. Collins,
Yes.
Mayor Sarno.
Yes, more than sufficient votes. Matter passed. Superintendent had a good line. This is like Jeopardy. on the buzzer, you know?
This might be-
Saturday Night Live.
This might be motivation for Attorney Murphy to find a way to actually get on
Right.
with the, like Barbara can fully participate. She used to have the same lag, but she was doing it by phone.
We're not
Yeah.
hard squares anymore. We're gonna say it's the Saturday Night Live.
I'm trying my best, Chris.
No, Murph, we need that. Very impressed. Thank you, Murph. He is, we do a lot of good work here. We have good camaraderie. So that's important. He is for the expenditure of $162,500 for the Kendall Foundation, for the FY Kendall Foundation, year 3 grant. Superintendent Warwick.
Kendall Foundation, again, very prestigious. This is year 3 of the grant. We've had several grants, and again, in support of our food service program with the Culinary and Nutrition Center. But again, I think it's the grants department under Pat Roach and the program where we continue to keep these grants funded. It's been through budget finance. They approved it.
Vice Chair Collins.
It got unanimous approval, and I will defer to Attorney Murphy on time lag to make the motion.
Do I have to second that? Is that?
No.
I defer to you to make the motion.
This is the double jeopardy now. So go ahead, Murph.
No, I thank Chairman Collins for his work on the Finance Committee, and if the motion hasn't been made, I'd make a motion to approve the expenditure.
Motion made by Alex Trebek. A motion made by Attorney Peter Murphy. Is there a second, please?
Second.
Second by Ms. Perez. Roll call vote is required. Madam Clerk, please call. This is the best meeting of my day, believe me when I tell you. Roll call vote is required.
Mrs. Hurst,
Yes.
Attorney Murphy,
Yes.
Ms. Naylor,
Yes.
Ms. Gresham,
Yes.
Ms. Perez,
Yes.
Mr. Collins,
Yes.
Mayor Sarno.
Yes, for the sufficient vote, this matter passes. Thank you. I don't believe there's anything else. Thank you, everyone. Happy Mother's Day, and thank you for watching, and good evening. And everybody, please stay healthy. Is there something else?
Just a motion to adjourn.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Is there a motion to adjourn?
That's
So
it?
Yeah. A motion by Vice Chair Collins. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Gresham. Roll call vote is required for this. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Ms. Hurst,
Yes.
Attorney Murphy,
Yes.
Ms. Naylor,
Yes.
Ms. Gresham,
Yes.
Ms. Perez,
Yes.
Mr. Collins,
Yes.
Mayor Sarno.
Yes, more than sufficient vote, this matter passes. I'll just say ditto. Okay.
Brendan, would you send us a?
Thanks, guys. Be safe.
Peter, hold
Take care.
on. Peter, don't go away.
My pen.
You there?
I don't want to stay for the superintendent's report.
No. Anything to eat, but I have to pass you on something. There'll be no discussion or deliberation, but I've got to pass you on some information.